Hello, 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 and welcome to Sunday Sunshine. I am Cynthia Wilson Fleming, and this is the Easter edition of Sunday Sunshine. So, today we are going to talk about resurrected when broken doesn't mean that you're finished. So, when you think about Jesus and Easter and miracles, whether you are, resting after church, sipping tea with your bonnet still on in the house, or sitting in silence before your normal Easter chaos happens. I am so glad that you made it here today. Um, I want to speak to the weary, and I want to speak to the ones who have been giving and giving and giving while slowly disappearing into the background of everyone else's miracle. Because here's the truth, it's been sitting in my spirit all week long. Easter is not just about what Jesus did, it's about what it means for us. It's about the permission, the power, and the promise to rise again. And not just once, but as many times as it takes. You see, Jesus didn't just survive the cross, he overcame it. He didn't just crawl out of the grave, he walked out with power and with purpose. And some of us, well, we're still stuck in our own tombs filled with burnout, heartache, disappointment, betrayal, financial pressure, shame, and soul tired silence. We are the caregivers who have poured everything into others and have nothing left for ourselves. We are the women who keep showing up even when no one shows up for us. We are the ones that people depend on even when we run out of tears to cry or strength to give. But today, I want to remind you that the resurrection wasn't a suggestion, it was a demonstration. Jesus showed us what to do when life tries to bury you. You rise anyway. So today, on this sacred Sunday, excuse me, I want to talk about what needs to be resurrected. Because yes, Jesus rose from the dead, but now it's your turn. It's time for the resurrection of you. Here are 3 areas God put on my heart for anyone who is searching for peace, healing, and transformation right now. Resurrect your identity. So let's start with the truth. Some of us forget who we are. We've spent so long answering to everyone else's needs, the job, the family, the community. You have lost sight of your own name. You've mistaken your title for your truth. You are not just a nurse. You are not just an attorney. You're not just a caregiver. You're not just the strong friend, the reliable one, the she'll figure it out person. You are divinely designed, uniquely anointed, and you are worthy of being seen, not just needed. Jesus, he never forgot who he was, not even on the cross. Even while bleeding, he knew his identity was bigger than the pain he was enduring. So today, I am inviting you to resurrect the you that is buried under all that responsibility that you have. the administrator, the healer, the artist, the dad, the mom, the entrepreneur, the author, the visionary, whoever you are right now, even if people forget to ask you how you're doing, you've got to remember, because when you know who you are, the world cannot keep you buried. You also need to resurrect your boundaries. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper on that, because resurrection is not just spiritual, it is strategic. Jesus rose with new boundaries. He did not go back to the same people who betrayed him. He did not give interviews to the Roman soldiers or send closure texts to Judas. He appeared to the ones who believed, the ones who were ready to carry the message forward. And we can learn from that. Some of you have been resurrecting everything but your peace. You have been showing up for the people who disappear on you when you need them. See, you've been sacrificing your sleep, your sanity, your dreams for people who never say thank you. Those people who say, "Oh yeah, girl, I saw you. I saw what you did." But then when you ask them or post something that says, "Hey, to support me, all you have to do is share this, or all you have to do is like this, or hey, that cooking blog that I've got, just, make the dish and share a picture of it." Yeah, you look, you see that those same people who are calling you all the time, "Hey girl, what you up to?" They're not showing up for you. They're not supporting you. So this Easter, let me just help you. I'm going to free you. You don't owe anyone your exhaustion. If Jesus could draw on new lines after he was crucified on the cross, so can you. Start telling yourself, I can love them and still protect my sanity, still protect myself, still put myself first. I can support people without sacrificing my mental health. I can say no without guilt. I can acknowledge, girl, you didn't support me. I did not even see you post anything that I have done. You didn't repost me, girl. What's the deal? Like, you can do that. You can do that and still love them. Resurrecting boundaries means that you don't go back to what broke you. You know it hurts when people don't support you. You know how you feel when you're on that bend and you need that shoulder to support you and there's crickets. You are wiser than that. You are not just stronger. So try to remember that. Now, I also want to help you resurrect whatever your vision is. Some of you have dreams that are buried so deep that you have convinced yourself that they do not matter anymore. You've told yourself, "Oh, I'm just too tired. This job that I've got, I can't let them down. They all depend on me. If I'm not there, everything falls apart. It's too late anyway. Maybe, you know what? Maybe next year, because this is already what, Q2? Yeah, maybe next year I'll try. I'll try to do it for myself next year. I can't afford to focus on me. I don't have that money." But let me just remind you, Easter is about possibilities beyond logic. Resurrection don't make sense. It don't follow the rules. It doesn't follow the rules of time or circumstances. It is divine disruption. It is God saying, I am not finished with you yet. So I ask you, what idea did you bury? What dream are you leaving behind? Was it writing that book? Was it starting that business? Was it going back to school? Maybe you just wanted to grow your own garden. Maybe it was bigger than that. Maybe you wanted to finally launch that thing that you told yourself that you would do when you had the time, when the time is right. That was 5, 10 years ago. I'm here to tell you that dream is not dead, it is just dormant. And today, welcome to your wake up call. Because listen, you don't have to start over because you're going to start from that experience. You're going to take those scars that you now have from putting it off, and you are going to use that to tell your story. You start with wisdom, that wisdom that cost you something. That is why it's going to be so valuable to others. Resurrecting your vision means allowing God to breathe new life into what you were convinced or had convinced yourself that had passed you by. You're not behind, you're becoming. So I want you to resurrect your hope on this Easter Sunday. Now, for those who are carrying the hard stuff, before I close this message, I want to take a moment for you. You who are in deep valleys right now, you who are maybe fighting cancer or walking beside someone who is. You're sitting in a quiet ache of grief, missing someone you love with every breath, someone who has passed on this Easter, someone who maybe used to show up for you and now they're not here anymore. Maybe you're showing strong, you know, you've got prayers and you're showing up strong for someone who is sick, a sick family member, a sick friend, and you're trying to hold it together. But in reality, your world feels like it's falling apart. This part right here is for you. You're not forgotten in this resurrection story. You are held even in your sorrow. You are seen even when the world overlooks your pain. You are loved, even when your strength feels like it's running out. There are no quick fixes here. I won't pretend that resurrection means instant healing or instant answers, but I will say this. The same God who conquered death also sits with you in that waiting room. He sits with you in your prayer closet. He sits with you as you smile and shake the hands of those people that you saw today on Easter Sunday. But I will say this: God knows your pain. He knows what it feels like to cry out, Father, why have you forsaken me? Think about it. He still came through. So if you are weary from test results, if you're tired from being the strong one, if you are navigating loss, fear, or a future that looks nothing like what you planned for yourself, you never wanted to go through this life alone. But here you are, another failed relationship, another important part of your family has passed on. You didn't get to say whatever it was you needed to say to that person. Let this be your reminder. Even in the shadow of death, resurrection is still possible. Resurrection doesn't always look like everything is going to go back to the way it is or the way it was. Sometimes resurrection means finding joy in the middle of the journey. It means discovering that you can laugh again, that you can breathe again and hope again, even with tears in your eyes. You may be holding you know, someone else up right now, but God is holding you. Don't forget it. Even if your miracle hasn't arrived yet, know this: you are still part of the resurrection. You are rising, even if it's one breath at a time, one day at a time, one prayer at a time. Our scripture for today: He is not here, He has risen, just as He said. Matthew 26, chapter 6 verse. He said He would rise, and He did. He told the truth and then became the truth. Now it is your turn to rise, just as you said you would. The version of you that's been through the fire but still is able to speak love. The version of you that's been lied on, that's been slept on, maybe been slapped, maybe been disappointed over and over again. But still, you dare to rise. Still, you dare to dream. Still, you are there as a support beam. That beam of light that you are to others, God is for you. The version of you that knows pain intimately, but has refused to let that pain make you bitter. That version is resurrecting today. Today, let this be the day that you stop dragging around whatever God has already freed you from. Let this be the season where you reclaim your time, your boundaries, your love, your vision, your emotions, and your voice. Let this be the moment that you say, I may have been broken, but I am not finished. I may have been tired, but I still believe. I may have been buried by deceit, by lies, by responsibilities, but guess what? I am coming back to life. My friend, you are not just the caregiver. You are not just the glue that's holding your family together. You are not just that friend that everybody can depend on. You are a miracle in motion. So let today be your resurrection. And when you rise, rise boldly. You rise wisely, and you rise with intention, because the world needs what's in you. Don't you give up. Don't you do it. The resurrection doesn't stop with the cross. It begins with you, and it begins with the choice to rise and continue to believe again. Happy Easter. And again, always believe that this Sunday is going to bring you some sunshine. Now you go be that proof that broken things can still rise. Thank you again for joining me for another Sunday Sunshine, and I look forward to being with you again. Love you.